everyone, this is Rochelle with Originally Worn, and today I'm going to show you how to do a watercolor ombre technique. The main difference between a watercolor technique and an ombre technique is the ombre has kind of two or more colors fading from one to the other, and a watercolor technique kind of has them layered all on top of each other where you can see the edges of them. This is a little bit more ombre to start with because that's just a little easier to explain. So whatever you're working on, I'm going to do a red and an orange kind of ombre here, and paint your main color or maybe your undercolor or whatever, it depends on what you're doing, first. Do a coat of that. So I've done a coat of Emperor's Silk first here, and now I'm going to have it fade from kind of red to like kind of an orange swirl thing here with some reds in it, which will take it from just an ombre to a watercolor. So to start, we'll work kind of on the ombre look, and then we'll pump it up from there. So when you're doing an ombre, you're really just trying to get the second color on here to blend in with the first color. So I'm taking some Barcelona orange over top of my first layer of Emperor's Silk, and then I will take another layer of Emperor's Silk. And it's easier to do this on actually a big piece of furniture than it is these little boards, but that's all right. And then these big wonderful brushes are awesome for blending. So that really kind of makes an ombre look where it goes from one color to another. Now you can keep blending and making this more of a smooth look. You can also take a water bottle and spritz it, and that will kind of even blend it even further out. You can kind of see right here how it's, and then how it's even more blended, and then hit your top layers with another color, or with your top color and your bottom with, oops, with that color. So you can kind of do that idea. You're just really going back, making layers and layers. You can also use a rag to kind of wipe and mush stuff together too, to get, or pat if you have too much water, to get a desired effect. So that's kind of how you do an ombre. So the difference of when adding a watercolor is that you're wanting them to blend, but you're also wanting kind of to show the edges where they're at. I know that's kind of an odd thing, but if you look at a watercolor painting, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's blended areas and there's also hard areas. So if you're going to do that, I would simply kind of go and make this maybe a little bit harder of a red area and get some more red paint in there, and say I want this all kind of a hard red over there and a hard orange. It's definitely a bit of playing and working, and then taking these brushes and really getting some water in them and kind of, you know, swirling them and moving them. And you get kind of a harder line here. You can really get more of a orange look there. Usually when I do this on a piece of furniture, I do it with lots of colors, and I end up dirtying like a whole bunch of brushes because I'm trying to get paint in areas that's not mixed with other paint and it's more solid. And again, it's a little bit easier to do on something that's not so little because you have a big area, you have a big canvas to work on. Because my brush is pretty soaked at this point. But that would be what I would call a watercolor technique, where it's a little bit more organic and a little bit more loosely flowing instead of a perfectly from A to Z kind of color. And I prefer the watercolor because of those things. It flows better, it has more of a unique artsy feel to it. But either way, they're both cool techniques. They just take a lot of playing with and colors, but they're not hard to do. You just have to really just keep playing with them. After this would dry, I would just clear wax it and dark wax it if I wanted, or do any other kind of things over top of it. But it's that easy. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, guys.